Hey there, everybody. Let's ask our angel saints and ancestors into our space, connecting with our guides, all right? Providing love and divine messages for our highest and greatest good, all right? Working through a healing journey, it looks like. All right, y'all. Let's take a deep breath in. All right, tap in. Let me know you're here. Let me know you're present to receive a message, all right? Say yes to receive and allow. You can also like, share, comment, and subscribe to support our channel. I'm grateful for all of you. Thank you. Let's get into these messages. All right, star at the bottom of the deck. Extremely relevant in this reading. You could resonate with being in a healing journey. Maybe something has come to an end, and as a result, like there's healing needed in a situation. I feel like you look to the stars. You may feel like you're a star here, like a star person, star people, star seed, earth angel. I feel like you believe in the impossible. You're very hopeful. You're very just a beautiful soul. I feel like you're very positive and you have a lot of faith, and you're somebody who gives back just for the sake of giving, not necessarily for receiving. So I feel like you're very generous, you're very open, and you're very connected. And then I have the Temperance. All right, so the energy that you work with, you transmute, you alchemize. You've learned the process of inner alchemy. Okay, so I feel like you've been training. Okay, I have Archangel Metatron over here, Angel of Divine Presence. Okay, so you could be learning quite a bit. You could be missing your soul tribe. Let's see, what are the messages for you? All right, the Moon. Maybe there's a lot of mystery, unknown, the fear of the unknown, the illusions, potentially intuition, and your spiritual abilities here with the Moon. Being able to connect, okay, and be able to ground what you receive. You howl at the moon. Do you howl at the moon? All right, so you have strong psychic abilities here. All right, this could be something that you are looking to do as a business. You could be an entrepreneur. You could be somebody who makes money doing this. This also could be something that you apply as your business. Like maybe you have a career that you use your spiritual abilities in. I feel like it's higher consciousness, though, that you're focused on. I feel like this is something that you're very open. You could be extremely empathic, like a super empath almost. Hey, Yoka comes to mind. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it could be relevant here. I feel like there's a lot that you have access to. Ace of Cups is like strong, divine, unconditional love, oneness, unity, higher consciousness, like Christ consciousness even. Tapping into the womb, like wisdom here, right? Being the vessel. This is like the Holy Grail here, all right? This is like also like wishing and hoping, okay, and dreaming, having a strong imagination. I'm getting like it's like you may feel very alone in your current time. You might not be surrounded by a lot of people. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of like isolation and a lot of like connecting to like cosmic energy, and then I have like connecting to divine energy, womb energy, ancestral energy, like memories, consciousness. There's a lot of that in this reading. Wow, that's just okay. Okay, we have the Six of Cups. There could be a nice, like a sweet, like just an act of kindness. Maybe you're someone who does a lot of small acts of kindness. This could be somebody maybe returning the favor, or this is someone coming in that might feel very like somebody you've known before. Okay, you may be like putting out this loving vibration, and they very well could be picking it up and receiving it. I feel like there's a bit of an exchange playing out here. This could be like a potential love connection, soulmate. This also could be your children, if you have children. Okay, I feel like you're setting a strong example. All right, Six of Wands. I feel like you're also celebrated, and there's alignment here. So it's like a coordinated effort going really well. Okay, so I feel like if you are working towards a direction, maybe you're making some plans for the future, maybe what you've taken on and accomplished so far, you're being recognized for that. Yeah, good job. Yeah, this is beautiful. I feel like there's like, you handle it like a boss, like you're highly favored. Okay, I'm getting highly favored with the wreath. Usually when there's like a race or some kind, or even back in like the medieval times, they would have a wreath and they would put it over the wand as a favor. So I feel like this is highly favored energy too. There's also like you accomplishing something, okay, that you should be really proud of. I feel like it's required a lot from you in many different ways and many different circumstances. I'm getting like there's been a lot of like, see all these footsteps in the sand? I'm getting that you're meant to make your own path. You're not meant to follow anyone else's footsteps. Like you're the one who's leading. You're no longer following. And the only thing that you're willing to follow is the light. And I feel like you're coming out of the shadows, okay, and into the light. Page of Cups. I feel like this can represent a bit of like maturity here. Let's see. Let's get more on the Page of Cups. What's this Page of Cups? I feel like maybe there's a bit of like tapping into your creative side of things, even like your psychic abilities. You may have children that are gifted. I'm getting you have maybe 2 children that are gifted. I'm seeing polarity here as well with the Chariot, Page of Cups. So I feel like there's like 2 sides to the coin here. Maybe, yeah, look at Star at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, you're here to help moderate. You're here to help transmute. You're here to help, like, this is like Earth Angel energy here. Look at 5 of Swords. Ooh-wee. Oh, yeah. People are bothered. Now, let me just say bothered. 5 of Swords. Bothered by your light. All right. I feel like they come after you quite a bit. You may have had to transmute and alchemize a lot of this. And you transmute this like really just angry, brutal, bitter, resentful energy into this beautiful sunshine. All right, you plant seeds, and people kind of tend to have a problem with it. You irritate them. You irritate their shadows. You irritate those things within that really have affected them in their lives. It probably is a result of like feeling left out in the cold, abandoned, like really struggling with finding meaning in life. This is kind of like a wandering soul energy. Oftentimes when I see the 5 of Pentacles, I think about like a bit of the dark night of the soul. Not feeling like there's much resources or access to information or resources, people, places, things. Like it's kind of desolate here. It's dark, it's cold, like having to survive. All right. So with the Chariot, I'm getting that like this is something that is calling for you to have grit. All right. I'm getting like you needed to have grit, and you still need to have grit, all right? There could be somebody wanting to come towards you as well. The Chariot is forward movement, right? It's kind of like working with what you have and moving forward, all right? There's progress. What's this that you want to share? 5 of Pentacles. All right, what do I have? And I have an 8 of Swords and a 2 of Pentacles. Okay, so I feel like someone very much feels like they're now wandering around and not having much purpose, not having much meaning in life, feeling like what they prioritized is no longer a priority. They're just trying to survive is what I'm getting. And then I feel like there's this feeling trapped and stuck in a situation, not knowing which direction to take, having thoughts repeat over and over in their head, causing some sort of like beliefs that are untrue, false, like in an illusion. I'm getting there's an illusion here. There's an illusion that there is no help. Okay, I feel like that's an excuse that they've used over and over and over and over again, and it's no longer an excuse. I feel like if they wanted to help themselves, they would. Okay, so I'm also getting this message: not always can you help everybody. Okay, sometimes they have to learn the hard way. Sometimes these lessons are for them to learn, right? And you know, sometimes people have to choose to help themselves. Okay, I do have a 2 of Pentacles though, so there is something that's, you know, causing a change in direction here. And then I have a 4 of Cups. That talks about, you know, not feeling like, it's almost like not having the emotional capacity, okay, to handle their own emotions, never mind anyone else's. I feel like this is like, these cups are empty. And so I feel like these are past relationships that have had an impact on this person enough to have them not be available, emotionally available. So what I'm getting is like, this could be family, right? They could have had relationships with family members, and as a result of those relationships, they were really painful and there could have been trauma. So as a result of those unresolved feelings and emotions, you know, they're not open to receive love because they've closed themselves off. They're not willing to accept that offer. So I feel like when someone had love, they rejected it. And it's as a result of some unhealed childhood wounds. All right, and it might have been with somebody who was an empress, somebody who was meant to show them love, to teach them how to love, to help them heal through love, okay? That's what I'm getting. However, I'm getting the Empress, right, also had some unhealed wounds to heal herself. And I'm getting there was a choice to make. There was a decision. And I'm getting like someone thought, I feel like, you know, there's a perspective change here. I feel like maybe somebody thought it was more abundant elsewhere and is now wanting to return back in this direction, okay? Maybe there's a bit of acknowledgement here that, you know, somebody was, yeah, I'm getting that like somebody was nurturing, caring, and kind, and, you know, really grounded, stable even. The Empress is all the queens, okay? Someone may have like been really intuitive, and as a result of that, like it somehow triggered somebody and their abandonment wounds, and they may have done something that was self-sacrificing as a result of, you know, the decisions and the false belief systems and the patterns that, you know, have not been broken. I feel like 10 of Pentacles here. So I feel like this might have been like a family situation, or I feel like there may have been like someone judged incorrectly or unfairly. It's almost like there's this realization now, this understanding, okay? They're in their feelings. And, you know, maybe the gifts, the stability, the security, the happy life resides with you, with the Ten of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. I feel like there's that realization, the clarity. I feel like they were possibly under an illusion here, thinking that like the direction they were going was going to be more financially stable, but I'm getting like they're finding out that that's not the case. Okay, they're finding out that it actually resides with the one that they rejected, the one that they discarded. Okay, the one that, you know, they chose everybody else over is what I'm getting. I feel like they're finally seeing clearly. Okay, and there's truth coming out when it comes to this whole dynamic. And I'm getting like this person that I'm picking up on that you may have had a past relationship with, is now coming to the realization, right? I feel like they thought a certain thing was happening, and I feel like they only knew one side of it. They didn't have both sides. Maybe now they have both sides. They have both perspectives, okay? Something about a Leo, something about conniving, conning, playing, calculating. This is somebody who operates behind the scenes, okay? Right? Seven of Swords, Eight of Wands, Knight of Swords. Yeah, this is like doing some conniving bullshit behind the scenes, okay? For money. Yeah, I feel like someone's a bully, all right? This could be some narcissistic type abuse stuff sent your way, all right? I feel like this was all a plan. This was all a plot. I feel like the plot thickens. So whatever the plots and plans are, those are also being realized. They're also being seen. The truth is coming out. Where there was illusion, there's now clarity with the moon. All right, somebody has strong discernment here. Someone has real strong intuition here. All right. And it's backed by God, okay? The Moon card and the Ace of Swords. All right, so I have a Queen of Pentacles and a Nine of Pentacles. I'm getting like this Queen of Pentacles has been working very hard towards their goals and has made a lot of sacrifices even, a lot of hard work, all right? I'm getting like things are building up and there's a lot to be grateful for here. I feel like, you know, this energy is supported by spirit with the beautiful green bird there. Okay, green, the color green is very significant. And I would say the green is, you know, maybe there's a bit of envy and jealousy also with the green. I feel like this is somebody of humble means. This is not somebody who gloats or, you know, any of that. I feel like this is someone who minds their business and they focus on their lane. All right, Nine of Wands. Okay, this is with the Six of Cups. So this is like someone feels a certain kind of way about how their situations played out. I'm getting like they put themselves there on the roof. They climbed the ladder. They put themselves in this situation. Okay, I feel like what you have been working towards and what they have been working towards are very, very different. You've been working on things that are relatable to your life, all right? You take the steps necessary to create in your reality, and you're focused on your reality. You're not focused on what anyone else is doing. They're over here spying. They're over here taking all kinds of action to try to see what you have going on. They're spying, they're plotting, they're playing the victim. Like, oh, I banged my head going up these stairs staring at you and not minding my business and so focused on what you have in your life. And then, you know, it's like, get a life, you know? Someone needs to get a life. Someone is so concerned with what you have going on to the point of injury. Like, they're going to hurt themselves if they haven't already, trying to see what you got going on. In the meantime, playing the victim. They're no victim, all right? They're no victim. Yeah. I feel like it's almost like they have to climb to a higher vantage point to reach what you can reach right where you are. You don't need to go anywhere, right? I have the World card, and this is clarifying the Six of Wands. All right, so you're being celebrated, you're being honored, you're being recognized, and you earned this for yourself. This is not something that was given to you by luck. This is something that was a very long, arduous, difficult process. All right. I feel like there is a huge sense of accomplishment. Okay. You should be very, very proud of yourself. Okay. If you're resonating with this reading. All right. I'm also getting like, your accomplishments have been noted in the book. All right. What book? What books, I should say, in your book, in your Akashic records, in your specific book. This is being noted, this time frame in your life is being noted as a major accomplishment, a successful completion, all right? An integration and successful journey and fulfillment. So we'd be celebrating you. Number 3, okay, very, very important. 21 breaks down to a number 3. All right, you've reached a level of expertise, so job well done. I feel like what you invested in really has amounted to something very stable, secure, and it's something that you built. Okay, you built this. You and your spirit team built it. Okay, you guys worked together. It was a very big coordinated effort. It's like you made it. Okay, you made it. Now it's time to celebrate. Okay. Page of Pentacles. Ooh, the Fool card. Somebody wants a new beginning. Somebody wants to try again. I feel like you've already left the building. Yeah, you're already out of Dodge here. Look at 8 of Pentacles, bottom of the deck. The Lovers. I feel like you've been inspired to create, and what you are creating is something that speaks to your soul, your purpose, your passion in life. It's almost like no time passes when you're doing it. That's how you know it's like so aligned with you. I feel like you're choosing you every single day. Okay, I'm getting like, this could be a soulmate. This could be a choice in love. I feel like you've chosen God and you've chosen your purpose, and this is you mastering something. Okay, so with the Fool card here and this Page of Cups, let's talk about this for a minute. I feel like this could be a new love offer coming in. I do feel like it could also be, I feel like this could be maybe someone from the past, okay? Maybe somebody that, you know, they want to bring some sort of like olive branch. I feel like they may have information or some sort of evidence for you. With the Page of Pentacles. This could be like a new experience that is playing out. I feel like there's the next chapter unfolding. So I'm getting like the Fool and the Pages representing the fact that like you have a new chapter. All right. And it's like, it's blank right now. So it's like, what are you going to create? What kind of chapter do you want to have? What are the experiences that you want to call into your reality? You may have already done this, and here's one of those experiences with the Page of Pentacles. I feel like this is you taking a leap of faith and not looking back. I feel like the past is like bittersweet with the Page of Cups. All right, so it is what it is, baby. It is what it is. All right, what's after this Page of Pentacles? All right. You might feel like with this new chapter, oh my goodness, the Magician and the Five of Pentacles. All right, it's coming after the Fool, the Page, the Magician. Wow. Yeah, this is manifestation energy. This is alchemy. This is creator energy. So I feel like you've reached this threshold, okay? You're entering in a new like realm, dimension, reality, new reality. I'm getting Fool card. I feel like you have weaved a new reality for yourself, all right? You're no longer in this reality anymore. You've learned the skills and tools and integrated these, and are now, you've created a new reality. All right, new experiences, new chapter. Wow, the Hierophant. I feel like now you're in a position to share wisdom and knowledge and even practice. So whatever you practice, you preach. Okay? So there's like practice what you preach, all right? And I'm getting like here's an opportunity to do just that. Practice what you preach. Okay? So whatever you've been learning and applying, I feel like this is a position, an opportunity to, you know, really put your skills to the test. All right. And this could be like somebody needing help. Maybe they've got something that they're needing assistance with. Okay. So I feel like you're getting an opportunity to really shine and be in your strengths here. The Magician is, you know, self-mastery. It's also mastering so much more than that. Again, more mastery here. So I feel like whatever you're doing, you could be learning. You could be like seeking higher learning. You could be, you know, really tapping into your spiritual connections here. You could be a teacher or a student. There is this like higher authority here. All right, so that could be you, or you're connecting with that. This could be in the physical or the spiritual. And then I'm also getting like a commitment here. Okay. I have a Seven of Wands. All right. I have a Two of Swords, and I have an Ace of Cups. I feel like somebody created some sort of illusion about you. Okay. And as a result of that, there was all this stuff that unfolded, okay? I feel like it caused someone to go in a different direction off their path. I feel like there's a lot that's been done, and so the path needs to be cleaned up. There's lessons to be learned now as a result of someone going in a different direction here. And I feel like there's illusions, confusions, and stagnancy here. I feel like somebody's not sure how to get out of a certain situation. They do not have the clarity at this time. That's what I'm getting with these cards. And then I have the Ace of Cups for the Empress. All right. Really tapping into your creativity. And then I have the Emperor and the Ten of Pentacles. I'm getting you're attracting your divine counterpart. And whether you're masculine or feminine or non-gender specific, I like to make sure that like people can identify however they fucking want. All right? And they can love whoever they want. All right? Do no harm. That's the goal. Do no harm. All right, this Empress, Ace of Cups has attracted, or they are attracting one another. There's higher consciousness here. And I'm also getting that this is going to be something that they both desire. I'm getting like this is beautiful, like legacy and generational wealth and establishing, you know, more to go around, right? Being able to help, right? Do things differently in this next chapter of our lives, this next new reality. You're creating a new reality, and you're going to do it with your person, your soulmate, your God-given birthright is to be loved and share love. And I feel like you're going to do this on a massive scale, and you're not playing it small, and you're not playing checkers, okay? You're planning for generational wealth and a legacy, and this is your birthright, and no one can take it from you, okay? And I feel like you've got some work to do. All right, this is going to be fun and exciting. Okay, super awesomeness. Okay, so it's like you're at the 8. Okay, you're at the 8. You have a sip. Okay, there's more? How could there be more than that? I feel like you're full. There's always more. It's almost like dream big, okay? Dream the impossible, although everything is possible. Yeah, there is this having to think about what's really transpired, okay? And how someone finds themselves in a certain kind of situation in a certain kind of way. I would say this is something that is difficult. I feel like there's a lot of conflict here, maybe to the point where someone had to remove themselves. Maybe there's a bit of aggression even with all the swords, and there's one sword like on this person's back, so it's kind of like something that they always carry with them, that has created these conflicts, these betrayals, these deceptions, these illusions even. So whatever this energy is holding on to, all right, that they don't want anyone to see, they keep it, it's like a secret, okay? I feel like these secrets are what is keeping this person stuck and stagnant and repeating the same patterns over and over again. I feel like there's time for change, and I'm getting like there's a need to deal with the I'm getting like the pain and suffering that we have, you know, afflicted on other people. I feel like it's as a result of this person's pain. And so there's a bit of like manipulation and controlling through, you know, our own pain and suffering to hurt other people, whether it's intentional or not. I feel like there's a lot of lies, there's a lot of secrets, there's a lot of narratives that someone has certainly been festering in. There's a lot of temptation, there's a lot of addiction, there's a lot of codependency, there's a lot of, you know, allowing outside influences to affect someone's decisions, and as a result of those decisions there's consequences. And I'm getting that, you know, this is an ending and some sort of a closure that needs to be addressed here. So someone may be having difficult experiences as a result of their own bad decisions. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's go. The World card. Page of Wands. In reverse. Someone does not consider you in this viewpoint, how people are seeing you. They don't consider that good news, they consider that bad news, okay? They could be spying, they could be trolling, they could be hiding behind fake accounts, but they're going to watch you win, okay? And they're going to watch you eat, and they're going to watch you love, and they're going to watch you enjoy the rest of your life, okay? Know this. They will have to sit back and watch. That's justice. That's fairness. That is karma for this. All right. I feel like they've been plotting and planning this whole entire time, and whatever plot and plans they had, okay, you're still having a new beginning. You're still moving on. It's been ineffective, okay? Their plots and plans have only gotten them stuck. Those decisions that they've made, they're now accountable for them. You're not affected by their decisions. They have no power over you. Whether they think they're smart or more intelligent or more conniving and disgusting, I feel like there's nothing here that they can do to you. They tried. Could have worked with someone in this Queen of Cups energy. I feel like the Seven of Swords talks about like the seven deadly sins. All right, the 7 deadly like desires and choices that we could make that would be like detrimental, like bad decision making. I'm getting there's been a lot of bad decision making. It's affecting their life. They can't blame anyone else if they're the ones making this decision. Okay? Yeah, especially if you're not even like involved, right? 6 of Swords, you could not even be in this person's life, and they're still blaming their bad decisions on you. All right? I'm getting like you choose peace. All right? You're removing yourself from any conflicts here. I feel like their bad ideas are their bad ideas. All right? They're not yours. So, you know, people make choices, that's on them. Look at Queen of Cups. Let's see. Knight of Wands. Okay, we got something falling. The 8 of Pentacles fell and is in reverse. I feel like they tried to use temptation, okay? I feel like there's some sort of like action taken against somebody who's like a high priest or high priestess. I feel like there was abuse of power here to try to prevent someone from moving on. They used magic here, Queen of Cups. I feel like they used dark magic here, chaos magic. I feel like they tried to manifest you being out in the cold, that this may have been you at some point, rejected and out in the cold and like abandoned by somebody. I feel like they may have used, you know, some sort of manipulation tactics here. All right. So I'm getting like there was outside influence here. This was all a plan. This was all a con. This was all calculated. All right. There's receipts. There's receipts. All right. To do some sort of damage to your reputation, to what you do, what you're mastering. I feel like, however, it actually worked in your favor. I feel like you transmuted this energy into creativity. So it only like empowered you. It empowered you. That's great. All right. It only empowered you. I don't think they anticipated that. I don't think they had that in their plans, that you were going to transmute what they were sending your way into empowerment. Not only just for you empowerment, but empowerment for other people, right? Like you created a whole new thing here. All right. And you've got big plans and you're attracting big plans. I feel like you're revived. All right. What else we got over here? We got big plans. Yeah. I feel like they're heavily influenced. And I'm getting this is a spiritual war. All right. Okay, so you may have some strong protection, okay, when it comes to you, what you're here to do, all of your training. I feel like there was training, there was lessons learned, there's experience gained. It was awesome. King of Swords, awesome. This was a, amazing experience. The good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, all of it, right? It's like you can look back and be like, you know what, like, I wouldn't change a thing, because then you wouldn't be who you are, right? You'd be like, I am like, never been more myself than I am in this very freaking moment. All right. And sometimes that's isolating. And I feel like you've accepted that too. You've accepted that too. All right. What's up with this? We're doing the Two of Swords. All right. Some sort of secret, some sort of illusion, some sort of like cover up. All right. Trying to keep somebody in the dark. All right. Like excommunicated, blocked. Someone is blocked, all right? I feel like you have assistance, okay? You have assistance with this. So if anyone sends any kind of hoodoo voodoo your way, they're blocked. I feel like they find themselves in the situation that they put you in, all right? So it's like what goes around comes around. And somehow they're surprised, like, really? Okay. Surprise! Nobody's surprised. Okay, someone is betrayed, someone feels abandoned, someone feels backstabbed. All right. Yeah, Queen of Swords. Oof, your back is to this. You're not having any part of this. They made their bed, they're going to have to lie in it, is what your position is. All right, you see things very clearly. All right, you have a high perspective, all right, and you're sticking to it. Okay, you know exactly how this is playing out, and you're grateful for your experience. You've learned a lot. You've learned so much. Okay, so now you're going to use what you've learned, right? Swords. You're going to use what you've learned, and you're going to help others. Okay, I feel like that's what you're here to create. Okay, you're here to spread the word. You're here to share your creativity, your self-expression, your divine love, your openness, your harmony, your peace, your guidance, your divine guidance here, okay? So I'd say that that's quite something that you're working towards. You should be very proud of yourself again, all right? You are a baddie. Masculine, feminine, take it how it might resonate. Just had the King of Swords here, so flip it, switch it, whatever meets your fancy. All right, yeah, flip it, switch it, whatever meets your fancy. Pick one. The Lovers. I feel like you're definitely showing up in this like new phase of your life with like this openness to receive what you put out. 6, right? Number 6. Getting, giving, and receiving. I feel like you're attracting your desired partner, okay? I'm getting like this is going to lead to some amazing experiences, some that, you've not maybe had in this lifetime. I feel like this person's very rooted, very like family oriented. They may have a big family. They may surround themselves with a lot of loyal people. There's a lot of loyalty here. Someone values loyalty. And I feel like you do as well. I feel like that's a match. I'm also getting like they may like to play like games, when they hang out as a family. Maybe they have children. I'm seeing like multi-generational home. Maybe they're a bit older than you. They may support more people than just themselves in their life, and maybe you're coming into this in some way. I feel like you bring your own, like, you're not somebody who, doesn't have strong value system. I feel like you value the important things in life. I feel like what you find important is different than maybe the people that you've dealt with in the past. I'm getting like the things that you prioritize in life are very different than maybe what they prioritize in life. I am getting like there was belief systems that were different here. There was integrity things that were different here. There was, manipulating people for the sake of personal gain. I'm getting, you know, worried about what someone else is doing while they're trying to rebuild their life. And it being so distracting that they are not focused on their life at all. In fact, they're in a worse situation than how you left them the first time. So I'm getting like someone's not making the necessary steps towards change, evolution, growth. I feel like there's a need to repeat some lessons here because they weren't learned. And so there's even that going on. You might have been on the same path with one another, but I feel like only one of you is moving forward. I feel like one of you, you know, has reached that, you know, is getting the chance, okay? This has something to do with like a dedication, determination, grit, and persevering, okay? I feel like through your perseverance, you've gained something and it's taking you in a new direction, one that you don't seem to really be going with many others. I feel like it's kind of like a solo situation. All right, whatever games they've been playing, I feel like you're not playing that game. I feel like because they play games, they find themselves maybe having to deal with things that they didn't anticipate or want for themselves. Maybe the investments that they've been making, they're now realizing like, hey, maybe there are better options out there for me. I'm also getting like somebody may use people for their stability, security. They may play a lot of games with people. So this would be like stringing somebody along, playing mind games, being calculating, you know, taking advantage of others for financial gain. All right. It's like riding on someone's coattails, okay? And then I feel like they're always going to be seeking something outside of themselves because they don't have the love that they need for themselves. So they're going to search for love elsewhere. And I'm not sure that they'll ever really be fulfilled because they're looking outside instead of within. And I feel like that can be a hard lesson to learn. And we'll see. Yeah, I feel like that's what they're learning, right? You can't put a price on love. And at some point, you know, your emotions maybe are getting the best of you and it's affecting your personal relationships. And this person is very much in some sort of loss energy here. I feel like they may have lost that loving feeling. Okay. All right. You might have been, you know, a once in a lifetime kind of situation and they're feeling like they could have lost you or they have lost you forever. And that is very upsetting. Someone is very upset. Okay. I feel like, you know, some of these experiences are for their growth. And sometimes we don't want to grow. We don't want to change. I feel like someone is being forced through these experiences, okay, so that they can grow, emotionally mature, okay, even do some healing. So right now they may not see that it's for them. They only see that it's happening to them, but it truly is for them. All right. It is really for them. There's a need to see something from a higher perspective. I feel like they're very much in their emotions. I feel like the King of Swords is like someone who's going to speak truth, be honest, direct communication. I'm getting maybe a therapist or someone who could give wise counsel to this person. There could be a need for recovery here. I'm also getting this could be authorities. Someone of authority is involved here. And then I also have the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, somebody might need to go and make an investment in themselves for once, okay? I feel like they are worth the investment. So if there's something that they need to process and work through, this is encouragement for them to do that. All right, so maybe there's a need to kind of put some work on yourself, okay? And things are being affected in your life as a result of unresolved emotions, okay? Yeah, And I feel like after that, there's like a passionate new beginning. This could be an awakening playing out for somebody. All right. Ace of Wands. Yeah. I feel like there's something that, you know, there's like this masculine strength here. I feel like maybe through this healing process that this person, or persons, I should say, because it's kind of a collective group here, you know, to go through this process, I feel like they're going to come out new again. They're going to find purpose. They're going to find their own passion. They're going to connect back to their soul. I feel like right now they're a bit of a lost soul, and I feel like the divine's here to help them find. So I feel like there's optimism in this. There's positivity in this. It's like, if you want to put the work in, then it's possible. If you don't want to put the work in, it's still your free will choice. Okay, this person has free will choice. All right, the deciding factor is them. What decision are they going to make? Are they going to continue to play these games, right? Or are they going to continue to invest in something different this time and potentially progress past these things, overcome these challenges? Okay, they may be they might be concerned of judgment, but I am getting an awakening here. And then I have the Hermit, Three of Wands, and the High Priestess. It's almost like, you know, tapping into their intuition. I feel like their ego has been blocking this intuition. All right, they've been operating from an ego. This will be, you know, something that, you know, is going to be transformative if they choose to make this decision. I feel like they do have strong abilities if they want to tap into them and, you know, invest in things that are going to be, you know, in alignment for them. I feel like they may have, like, you know, and been investing in things that are not for their highest and greatest good. And there's a bit of realignment needed here, like getting back on track, right? Without this manipulation and control and bullying tactics, like, no more are you able to operate from that. All right. This Judgment here. This is like connecting with spirit, connecting with the Holy Spirit and your spiritual team, and, you know, choosing to go through and do that self-evaluation and eventually forgive yourself. It's very freeing. It's like freeing yourself from the cage in which you put yourself, right? Only you can free you, right? And this Hermit here and the Three of Wands, right? This is like the, you know, dreaming the impossible, like being in your purpose, feeling like the reason why you're here, you're living the reason why you're here, you're doing it, right? I feel like someone's going to be guided to their purpose through this healing process if they use their free will choice and say yes, because the Ace of Wands would be a yes. So, you know, certainly we want more people to wake up. Certainly we want to have, you know, those work through their process here on earth. We're here to learn. We're here to grow, right? So when we're not accepting, you know, change in our life, then that's when, you know, the divine steps in and change will happen whether you like it or not. And I feel like that's playing out here. I know that it played out for you, and now it's playing out for the others involved in this process of yours. All right, so they may have been resisting change before, but I feel like time's out. Time's up, I heard. Time's up. All right, so someone could be feeling the pinch. All right, just remember to trust your intuition, okay? Trust your intuition. All right, I love you guys. I hope you have the most amazing day, and I will see you on the next reading.